There's a psycho online by the name of Amy Schumer. Now, Amy Schumer, kind of like Piers Morgan, I think, is like secretly on board with the Palestinian plight, because by God, she is doing such tremendous counter propaganda against the state of Israel. Now, obviously, there's more to that counter propaganda against the state of Israel. Israel itself is its own worst enemy if they want to come across as empathetic, because they just can't stop murdering children. Earlier today, I said, Amy Schumer must be a sleeper cell for Palestinians the way she makes defense of Israel look so unhinged. She's been DMing Asia Jackson. I don't know who Asia Jackson is, but she's been DMing Asia Jackson some fucking psycho shit about how, like, she, like, out of nowhere was like, oh, you must hate me. Did something I post about my people being massacred upset you? Now, I have seen this exact same message, okay? I'm going to keep it $150. I have had this message relayed to me in person, okay? In private. It's one that I am very familiar with. It's so loaded. I don't know how else to describe it. It's so insanely loaded. And then she replied, the Islamophobia and generalization of Gazan people did, because she literally posted about, like, she did the Arab question about, like, how colleges have gotten $8 billion from the Arab world. Like, that was insane. And then she posted another thing about how, like, every Gazan loves when Jewish women get raped or something. It was, like, such unhinged stuff at a time when 3,000 children have been ruthlessly slaughtered by the Israeli state. Actions that she is trying to defend as an American. She speed ran through Hamas to Gazans to all Arabs, yeah. To which she replied, people all over the world are in the streets yelling for the murder of my people. No, they're not. No, they are not. They are not yelling for the murder of your people, Amy Schumer. Unless you think that 500,000 people are on the streets being like, every hack comedian deserves a death penalty or something. Like, nobody wants bad comics to be executed, all right? I will, of course, never understand the veracity in which some people so, like, excitedly go, the country that is currently engaging in an open ethnic cleansing campaign that is an apartheid state, that country doesn't just represent me, but it represents all Jews around the world. I will never understand that. It makes no fucking sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Why? If I were to say that, I would be wrong and anti-Semitic. If I was like, all Jews around the world love Israel, it represents their best interests, it is their homeland, and they love killing Palestinian children. Now, all Jews love that. If I said that, that would be anti-Semitic. Because it is. It is anti-Semitic to say that. This is an anti-Semitic thing to say. It's incorrect. And it's anti-Semitic. So I don't understand why Amy Schumer is like championing this cause for some fucking weird reason. She's looking at Jews who are at the forefront of these anti-apartheid protests, anti-ethnic cleansing protests, demonstrating the long Jewish tradition of fighting against injustice, being at the fucking forefront of fighting against injustice, and going, those people, alongside everybody else, want to murder me. That is psychotic. Thanks for expressing what you were upset about. I'd like to express that I think you are anti-Semitic. Do you have any Jewish friends? The fuck? The fuck? What are you doing? What are you doing? If you do, they are all scared right now, frightened for their children, for their lives. Is there a good Wendy clip for that? Also, that story about that person thinking you were so young. That's so funny. You must have been so annoyed they thought you looked so young. What a cool video to post while I'm hoping someone doesn't slit my son's throat at school like they've been threatening to do and posting pictures of my house. But I deserve that, right? One day, when you realize how you acted in this moment, I will accept your apology. All the best. And when you use this exchange to try to raise your profile and shine, you are showing yourself. So one thing I got to say is this. As a recipient of threats that are damn near identical to what Amy Schumer just posted there, I'll say it. That is, one, most likely anti-Semitic, like the anti-Semitic people are doing it. But two, perhaps more importantly, is a byproduct of being extremely online and having the absolute worst fucking psychopaths come after you. Most of them being actual white supremacist Nazis. They don't have to be white, but they still love that Groyper 4chan bullshit. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean, I get the same exact fucking threats, but I'm on the other side of the political spectrum, especially on this issue. How? Well, because I'm a fucking dumbass e-celebrity who cannot stop defending his own position over and over again. It's impossible for me to not respond to the backlash. She however, for the longest time could, because she's a real celebrity. And real celebrities could just fucking click, turn off the social media, and never think about it ever again. She had just done that instead of fucking like zealously defending some of the most psychopathic fucking Israel defenses I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Then perhaps this would not have happened. It's completely unacceptable that it is happening to her. It's unacceptable when it happens to anyone. And I say this as someone who is victim of exactly the type of harassment that she's talking about every fucking day of my life for the past 10 years. In a lot of instances because of my diligent criticisms of anti-Semites. I said, it's so funny to me that she's been able to be a real celebrity and never respond to online backlash in the way that shitty online e-celebs like myself can't avoid, not realizing the more she responds, the worse it will get. It transcends beyond politics or ideology, which is true. She recently just talked about being a completely failed comic. What is this? Couple things. What I want is every hostage back. I want safety and freedom for Hamas, for Palestinians, from Hamas, for Hamas, I thought you said, from Palestinians and Israelis. I want safety for Jewish people and Muslims as well. Everyone. Just like you, I want peace. You will never see me wishing harm on anyone. Saying I'm Islamophobic or that I like genocide is crazy. So here you go, by popular demand. Comments on. Please keep the below in mind. Wait. Hold up. We saw what you tweeted and what you've been saying. Like, you had the audacity to use you had the audacity to invoke the cardinal white sin, utilizing MLK's legacy to make a political point that he 100% in contemporary society would not be making and would go against. That's the cardinal white sin. That is literally the big Monty. You can't be out here being like, it's so fucked up. Are you kidding me? So much so that MLK's own daughter had to correct your ass. Are you fucking joking? You know how many fucking times here in this community alone we've heard from like some psychopathic Republican dog shit fucking politician who's like, well, MLK said I have a dream, and his dream was that white people should be hailed as the superheroes, and that famously he wanted equality, not black supremacy, like as though that exists currently. People fucking love invoking MLK. The very same people that would have absolutely fit comfortably in that fucking 67% that in his death thought that he was a bad guy. Shut the fuck up. People that absolutely would fall in the white moderate category. Amy Schumer is not even a white moderate, I think, in this situation, though. Here's what Bernice King said. Here's what Amy Schumer, who had the gall, the audacity to fucking post. Now, MLK was assassinated before he could see what Israel had become. So to point to him as like the guy on this matter is like literally asking, I don't know, like an indigenous leader from the past, like what they would have thought about a land for Jews. You know what I mean? They don't know. They don't know what it was like, and they didn't get to see it.
Israel must exist and has a right to exist and is one of the great outposts of democracy in the world.
My Jewish brothers and sisters said to me amid anti-Semitism anywhere, we don't need your support. We have enough Jewish power to deal with this problem ourselves. I would still take a stand against anti-Semitism because it's wrong, it's unjust, and it's evil. If my Catholic brothers and sisters said to me, amid bigotry toward Catholics, we don't need your support in this because we have enough Catholic power to deal with it, I would still take a stand against bigotry toward Catholics because it is wrong, it is evil, and it is unjust.
Notice how he's saying anti-Semitism, not anti-Zionism. No, but he had said positive things about Israel as well. But it is really gross. The way that people portray this is like really fucking weird. I didn't even know about it until recently. I did not know that MLK even like had a thought about Israel. I will admit. I did know that he was, of course, anti-Semitism. Of course he would be. You are not a fucking social justice movement leader if you think that like anti-Semitism is excusable. But the idea that MLK would be fucking pro-Israel right now is so crazy. Come on, he was against militarism. Like, that was his main fucking point. He was pro-Viet Cong. You think A motherfucker who was pro-Vietnamese liberation would turn around and be like, but you know, the Palestinians, they're fucking Arab dogs, actually, and that's why the apartheid must remain? Like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to just, like, to have the audacity to be like, no, actually, he'd be so fucking fired up on the apartheid. Yeah, we have to remember he died the day after the 6-Day War. He missed the past 55 years of the most brutal occupation. Dr. Cornel West said King did support the Zionist cause, but he also did not live long enough to see the genocide committed by the Israeli state. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So it was ridiculous to ask what his perspective would be. What about 1948? That's a great question, because movement leaders at the time who were incredibly supportive of Palestinians and the Palestinian plight did exist, but two people's standards could be entirely different on what they consider to be unacceptable. I do not think the Nakba was acceptable. Yeah, Malcolm X wrote an entire essay on Zionism, yes. Anyway, Bernice King says, certainly my father was against anti-Semitism, as am I. He also believed militarism, along with racism and poverty, to be among the interconnected triple evils. I am certain he would have called for Israel's bombing of Palestinians to cease, for hostages to be released, and for us to work for true peace, which includes justice. He said justice at its best is love correcting everything that stands against love. We have much to correct. There's a clip of my father talking about withdrawing from the Vietnam War and moral power. This is like also still it's going to be a relatively liberal take about Vietnam. He would be called by all of the fucking little kids online, little groiped up former alt-right kids online. He would be called a tanky right now for his position on conflicts. If he had that same perspective, you know, he's such a tanky. He's such a tanky.
But Dr. King, that the war in Vietnam could be stopped now without harm to this country?
Well, there are two ways to deal with it. One is a unilateral withdrawal. I don't oppose that because I feel that this is a possibility. After all, France withdrew unilaterally from Algeria, withdrew without a military victory. Mm-hmm. And this did not lessen France's prestige or influence in the world. If anything, it increased its prestige in the world.
France is not the power that this country is.
Well, I think that's an even greater reason why we should restrain our power. There's always the danger that any nation will abuse its power. And I think our power must be much more than military power. We don't need to prove to the world or anybody our military power. I think we've got to prove our moral power now.
I encourage you to read Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community? I mourn with all who are mourning. I know that we cannot afford to diminish and dehumanize each other. We are truly committed to ridding humanity of the triple evils, to freedom and from oppression for all. All right, let's see what else she was upset about. When you say I'm rich, please add in self-made. I come being dirt poor. Senator Chuck Schumer is my dad's second cousin once removed. I didn't meet him until I was 25. I've never been given any money to support a cause other than tampons. I've never stolen a joke. People calling me a failed comic. I'm the most successful female comedian of all time. I'm ugly/fat, okay? Sorry you aren't attracted to me. I found someone who is. I hope you find someone too. Damn, bro. She's going through it. She's just fucking posting through it. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even remotely kidding. If she didn't just like entertain people that were shitting on her, and I don't agree with her at all, right? But if she didn't entertain any of these people, and if she didn't like try to consistently double down, triple down, quadruple down, if she posted like a Selena Gomez type shit, you know what I mean? If she was just like really sad for the violence, guys, I hate violence in general, and just like threw her fucking phone away, nobody would give a shit. People would probably celebrate her because there'd be some other unhinged person that people would be yelling at. It's just nuts. It's nuts to me. I don't know. I don't understand it. I'm ugly, fat. We are all in a lot of pain. What hurts me most is that we all actually love each other. You hate Jews. You don't know why. I still love you. Anti-Semitism is fucking evil. So just dropping the anti-Semitism bomb on someone just because they say free Palestine is psychotic. It's just crazy. She thinks she's saving Jews, HasanAbi. Yeah, I mean, it's delusion. It's delusion. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people who share these delusions. There are a lot of people. Here's another one. The way well-off white Jews in the West have managed to monopolize claims to anti-Semitism, grief, victimhood, while black and other non-white, including Palestinian Jewish persons, are rendered entirely invisible from public memory has been fascinating to witness recently. Well, it's not that fascinating. I mean, that's like whiteness being like a core part of white supremacist purity exists in Israel as well. Have you seen any of Michael Rappaport's Unhinged rants? Yes. Michael Rappaport is engaging in one of my favorite types of commentary. It is the Christian Zionist that literally is more fucking aggro. It is the Christian Zionist that is more aggro than a Jewish Zionist. Is the Christian Zionist phenomena. The Meghan McCains of the world, the Chelsea Clintons of the world. It is a classic certified banger in the United States of America. If you're unfamiliar with this stuff, people that overstep their fucking boundaries nonstop. Michael Rappaport's not Jewish, is he? I don't think he is. Not hilarious, funny, by the way. No, it's fucking hilarious. Oh, he is Jewish? I thought he was. Oh my God, he's so Boston coded. I didn't even realize that he was Jewish. I was about to say he's like Meghan McCain. He's so Boston coded. I didn't even realize. My bad. Well, regardless,